Austin is growing and the city's airport is seeing the impact.
The airport is planning for massive growth in the next few years.
ABIA was originally built to hold 11 million travelers a year. And the fact of the matter is it's too small, and the airport wants to change that.
The airport has expanded its main concourse to add 9 new gates.
To where that fence is, where that plane is parked, that is how far out that the new concourse is going to go.
This has been something that's been in the making really since even before the recession. We started working in 2014 and 2015 on the design and implementation of it. They really broke ground in 2016. Over the past 5 years, we've been a little over 8% growth, and the average airport is 2.5%. And so we are growing at a phenomenal rate, and so we've had to really build the additional capacity. There's also been a huge need from our passengers to want to fly more places internationally and domestically, want direct. And so we needed more gates in order to have more flights. We really can't add any more flights. We've squeezed them in as much as possible. But in order to get those additional international flights and get those additional domestic flights, we needed more gates.
In this expansion, you'll notice there are 12 gates, and that's because we took down 3 gates on the end of the existing terminal to build this. So 12 gates in the expansion, 9 new gates, and of those 9 gates, 6 of them will be international capable gates. Right now we only have 2 international capable gates, so that's a significant expansion for us.
We've raised the height of this terminal expansion to allow more light to filter through, which is a huge part of this design. One of the key inspirations is the Texas dance hall, which tends to be exposed structure, large space, a lot of light, a sense of roughness to it, with kind of like a focal point at the end. So if you kind of have a look at the space, we've kind of kept a lot of those elements. The width of the building is actually 50 foot wider than the existing, and we've done that to allow for deeper hold rooms, to maximize seating capacity and to facilitate queuing for flights. The key inspirations for this area at the end of the terminal expansion is the Moon Tower, and that's kind of very Austin-esque. It's a focal point at the end of the building. It's a tower in which we have like a concession below. And the delta space is above here. Because it's a glass kind of envelope, again, it's more attractive and you can kind of see it as you're making your way through the concourse. Just outside here is the East Terrace. This is the observation deck to allow passengers to, once they check in, to step outside, get a breath of fresh air, catch the breeze, and also, you know, enjoy the sound and the smell from out there. This is not typical in airports nowadays. You're so close to the runway, it's pretty invigorating. This expansion has a capacity for 6 international gates. Typically, those areas tend to be back of house. As an international passenger, you just tend to arrive in a dark corridor and just keep walking. But what we've decided to do is kind of invert that and to elevate that space. So you enter through the core here and you make your way through the bridge and the stairwell corridor. And so you're immediately brought into a light-filled space, you're elevated, and the idea is that it's an energizing experience for the passenger, and it's, you know, this is the gateway to Austin, and it should be a huge welcoming feature. Yeah, it's all about the light and the views and making it as welcoming and warm as we can. One of the big things we have in the airport expansion here is very different types of seating. We have the bench holdroom seating, which again is typical with the existing terminal. We also have some more lounge seating areas, just more relaxed kind of environment depending on your mood, with kind of lowered ceilings, and we have those behind the concession spaces. Then we also have some business centers and some various different types of benches throughout. So what we're trying to do is cater to everyone's needs, and also one of the big things is we have 50% of our seating has access to USB, so that's a huge number. In that large restaurant bank we have areas for children, we have a lot of mothers' rooms, ambulatory rooms, companion care rooms, and we also have a pet relief area. So again, it's trying to cater to everyone's needs.
We'll have circulating art projects that will be in display cabinets, as well as art from a local artist that will be in the entrance area near the restrooms.
For a modern artist as Mila, to have presence at the airport is very important, as you can reach out to locals and visitors and deliver some important cultural messages, but also showcase what Austin has. In the painting, you see a lot of thinking process of some buildings that we can recognize and some futuristic buildings that may or may not come, to Austin. But it's inspiring and just showcases development. Seeing that there is an outdoor patio immediately made her think about outdoors and how important it is for people, especially when they are traveling, to see something green, something that reminds them of fresh air. So that was one of the inspirations that then led to the final artwork. So it's all freehand. So it all comes from her head. A lot of times she enjoys talking to people, talking to the community, and asking for their feedback. It is really exciting to be able to, lay her hands on such a beautiful and magnificent project.
Just exciting to finally have it here. It's been long anticipated. A lot of our passengers can't wait to have more room and more space and more amenities, and so we're just really excited.